I want to talk to you about Namecheap. So when we talk about Namecheap, we're speaking about web hosting. So the question is it really worth it? So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So first of all, when we talk about Namecheap, you have to think about a service that has very affordable prices, that's for sure. But the thing is that are those prices worth it for your project, for your blog, for your business overall? And one thing I want to say here is that Namecheap is best known as a popular domain registrar, where you find and buy whatever.com or other name you like to use for your website. And so the platform right now handle between 12 to 15 million domains. This is kind of cool. And only GoDaddy has more, as a matter of fact. But there is much more to Namecheap than domains. The company has a wide range of the web hosting service products. They have everything from bargain hunting first-timers to demanding business users. They actually cater to everybody. That's really cool. And we also love the fact that they actually have, for instance, they have their own CDN, content delivery network. This is a technology that accelerates your website speeds for visitors all around the world. The company even has a budget VPN to keep you safe on public Wi-Fi and allows you to access regional content from other countries. So this is kind of cool. Let me quickly go through the pros and cons of Namecheap so we have a clear idea about what kind of a web hosting provider this player is. The pros first. You have low prices. You have quality control panel and hosting tools. So we're talking here about Spectaculous. We have a cPanel, and we have excellent support site. This is kind of cool. They have US, UK, and Netherlands data centers. This is kind of cool in terms of accessibility to the most important economies. You have Bitcoin supported. You have 100% uptime guarantee for shared and dedicated planes. I'll talk about the pricing later on so you have a clear idea what I'm speaking about. So those are the pros. What about the cons here? Well, the SSL is only free for the first year with shared plans, which means you got to really expect a big jump in the second year. Underpowered managed WordPress plans. Only 3 VPS plans only those 3 give users very little choice. And shared hosting speeds are fractionally below average. Some plans ask for $1 a month premium to use non-US data centers and no specialist e-commerce plans. So something to really think about. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. I want to talk to you about pricing here. So I want you to look on the screen right now. Now, the pricing that you have on the screen may be a little blurry for you, may not be really clear for you. But let me just break it down for you so we have a clear idea. Now, Namecheap, as the name implies, aims to be cheap, right? And the platform offers, let's say, a selection of more specialized options for larger websites. And expect to pay more than the advertiser's price, like the price you see on the screen now. Expect to pay way more upon renewal. So, but even the full price plans are still incredibly cheap. That's what we have seen. So when it comes to, for instance, when it comes to shared hosting, prices, as you saw on the screen a little earlier, prices start from just $1.58 a month from a stellar subscription if you purchase 2 years at a time. And this renews at $4.48 a month after the first term. You'll be able to connect 3 websites and have a 20 gigabyte storage, unmetered bandwidth, 1 free domain name, and access to a free website builder. So this is kind of cool. And upgrading to the Stellar Plus plan actually will cost you $228 a month. And so this adds unmetered storage and bandwidth, while the Stellar business plan from $448 a month comes with a 50 gig of cloud storage. So all shared hosting plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this is kind of cool in terms of the accessibility here. And WordPress hosting starts at just $291 a month, and $291 is a month for the easy WordPress starter plan, which actually gets you 10 gigabyte storage and support for up to 50,000 visitors a month. And the easy WordPress Turbo, $491 a month, and easy WordPress Supersonic, $574 a month. Those plans, they add more storage, better performance, and support for more visitors. So the cool thing is that you have flexibility here. You have operational scalability. So this is kind of cool. And I also want to talk to you about VPS hosting. This will start at about $688 a month for a generous subscription, and dedicated servers start at $48.88 a month. So there are also various reseller and email hosting options available. So you have to be really clear as to what you want. So shared hosting is great if you are looking for ease of use, a great option for beginners. WordPress hosting is cheap web hosting option for WordPress websites. You have VPS hosting, so medium businesses for like it's great for medium businesses or online stores, and this is a slightly more advanced option. And the reseller option, this is a great choice for web developers or web design firms. And dedicated hosting, and this is great for big websites and online stores. Very advanced option where the entire server is dedicated to you. So you have to see what really works for you. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Namecheap web hosting. This is an in-depth review of the service. I want to talk to you about the value added here. So when we pay attention to Namecheap web hosting, what kind of value does this service add to your particular, or what kind of value can this service add to your specific project? Okay, now what types of hosting does Namecheap offer? They offer everything. I just told you, they offer shared hosting. They have they have a WordPress hosting. They have VPS hosting. They have dedicated hosting. They have a reseller hosting. They have email hosting. Not a problem. And so the shared hosting, for instance, basically it means that your website, if you go with shared hosting through Namecheap or another provider, this just means that your site will be hosted on a single server along with many others. So that's great for speed, of course, but you got to really think about, this may actually, this may be great for speed, but it really will hurt speed as well because you are also sharing the server's CPU, RAM, and network connection. And so this is one of those things to be aware of. What about Namecheap WordPress hosting? Well, Namecheap WordPress hosting is kind of decent also. And it's one of those things where you have to really see what really works for you. Now, if you are building a very simple website, you are looking for a bargain. And if you're just would like to learn the WordPress basics and find out what it could do for you, the shared hosting route makes a lot of sense. So Namecheap's easy WordPress plans are fractionally more expensive, but those plans, they add more resources and are specifically optimized to deliver better WordPress speeds. And it's one of those things where so whether you go with an easy WP starter plan or easy WP plans or easy WP premium plan, you are better off anyway. And in terms of Namecheap VPS hosting, this is really a faster process and more configurable than shared hosting from Namecheap. But it's also relatively expensive and more complex to set up and manage, which means it's not an ideal choice for novice users with simple, low traffic sites. Okay, so if you're an expert or have a more demanding website, it's a different story. In this case, a good VPS service from Namecheap will give you a huge control over your server and the power to handle hundreds of thousands of visits a month, sometimes for less than the cost of high-end shared hosting, so to speak. What about Namecheap dedicated hosting? Well, this is one of those plans where you have to really, again, you have to look at the scalability you're looking for, and so you want to opt for shared or VPS hosting. If you want to share with other websites, okay. But if you want to have dedicated hosting from Namecheap, this is kind of cool. I mean, Namecheap is still relatively cheaper than the competition when it comes to dedicated hosting. And so you are able to manage, you have a control over the server resources, and you also have a control over the backend. Now, you can, if you have the resource, if you have the technical know-how yourself or your team does, you can handle things from the backend, or you can actually outsource everything to Namecheap for you. They'll handle everything for you. And you actually just have to pay every single month or whatever, okay? Now, does Namecheap have a website builder? Well, the thing here is that yes, they do. Namecheap includes a free website builder with its shared hosting plans, and this has about 250 to 300 templates of various types: business, blogs, food, and more, and a decent selection of widgets that allows you to add plenty of content to your site. So image galleries, for instance, you have maps, you have forums, you have blogs, you have product listings, you have payment buttons, and more. So again, you have all the functionality that you need there to set up something more than decent. And it's not a bad product, especially for free, and provides an easy alternative to WordPress for simple site creating tasks. Namecheap also has a paid website builder called Visual. Answer a few questions, upload an image or two, choose a color scheme, and Visual automatically creates your site for you. You can then replace the default text with your own and add pre-built blocks to insert, let's say, a new content such as forms and photo galleries. So this is kind of cool in terms of flexibility and functionality. And so Namecheap doesn't stop with a website. Bonus free tools allow you to, let's say, to create a logo, design business cards, and more. And this is kind of cool. Now, this is not the most powerful of website builders, and there's no web store support, for instance, but it's really enough in our view for simple personal sites, and the price is kind of right. Okay, so you're really good here. Now, Namecheap does not have any specialist e-commerce products, at least yet. So like you're not going to have a site with the same level of depth and breadth as you would get with, let's say, a Shopify website or a WooCommerce website or a BigCommerce website, but it's really decent. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Namecheap. This is a Namecheap web hosting review. Let me talk to you about speed here. So, how fast is a Namecheap? Now, Namecheap is fast. I mean, we're speaking about we're speaking about uptime, and so Namecheap actually scored when we tested it. Namecheap scored a perfect 100% uptime, and its average response time was actually an acceptable 0.436 seconds. So this is kind of cool in terms of the speed that you really want for your project. And so in terms of ease of use, the platform is also easy to use. Its account control panel looks a little cluttered at first glance with lists and sidebars and menus and icons everywhere you look. But if you spend a few minutes exploring, things begin to make a lot more sense. It's just one of those things where it's not like straightforward. It's not easy, straightforward, like in a straightforward manner. But when you spend, like, let's say, 1 minute or 10 minutes, you really, even 30 minutes in some cases, you are able to get things done properly. And in terms of support, Namecheap has 24/7 support via its website, live chat, and ticket. There is no telephone support. And so the web knowledge base is a vast collection of articles organized into common hosting categories: email, SSL, certificates, domains, easy WordPress, and more. So choosing a session like WordPress will display articles in subsections. So you have this sort of so just expect a lot of DIY customer service here, because again, the telephone support is not there. And even though the knowledge base is huge and comprehensive, just remember that you are going to do a lot of stuff on your own, and it is what it is. And sometimes you might have to wait for somebody to get back to you via email or via live chat. It's not really I would say timely in our view. So even though Namecheap is kind of cool in other departments, if you will, when it comes to customer service, they could do a lot better. Right now, they're not where they should be. They could do a lot better in terms of catering to a diversity, like a diverse base of clients, and they have to think about that. Let me talk to you about the interface and ease of use. So we're speaking here about UX and UI. So to sign up with Namecheap, you'll have to select a new domain name or import one that you already own. The checkout page is streamlined and tidy, and you are now presented with the unwanted upsells or extra tools pre-added to your cart. So this is kind of cool in terms of transparency. We like that because some other players, they like to play games when it comes to upselling you or when it comes to selling you all kinds of stuff. And when it comes to ongoing management, Namecheap uses a cPanel control panel. So for those who are familiar with this interface, you should be able to jump straight into configuring your hosting without having to learn how to use a new platform. So this is kind of cool. And what we love about Namecheap also is that their support, when you actually get somebody on live or via email, their support is knowledgeable. They know what they're talking about, and so of course you might have to do a lot of DIY. If you have questions, you might have to find answers on your own. But if you are able to find someone on the phone, not on the phone, somebody on the line, they will be able to give you a lot of information. And in terms of security, Namecheap is really secure, not a problem there. We have, Namecheap provides several security features, although there are a few concerns though. All accounts come with a two-factor authentication process, free domain privacy, and free SSL certificates for authenticating your website. But you might have to pay extra for that. And you also benefit from full DDoS protection to reduce the risk of hackers impacting your site. And however, there is no information about malware scanning or removal. And Namecheap doesn't appear to offer proactive server monitoring, which means you will have to take care of that yourself. So when we talk about Namecheap, there are, of course, other competitors on the market. Namecheap is not the only one. You have HostGator, for instance. You have Bluehost. You have Ionos, one-on-one Ionos. You have GoDaddy. You have Wix. Yeah, Wix also provides web hosting. So Namecheap is a leading budget-friendly hosting option, but just keep in mind there are other cheap providers out there. Let me give you our verdict here. So is Namecheap really worth it? Yes, Namecheap is definitely worth it. I mean, when you think about the functionalities they have, when you think about the capabilities, when you think about the features, yes. Now, Namecheap's hosting doesn't quite have the power or features you'll see with the best of the competition, let's say Bluehost or Mochahost, for instance. But it could be a smart value choice for first-timers with relatively basic sites, or let's say businesses that can make good use of Namecheap's more powerful dedicated hosting range. Okay, so this is great. I mean, it's not exceptional, but it is more than decent. If you can look past the lack of advanced features and somewhat cloudy security practices, Namecheap's shared hosting is extremely affordable. It comes with a user-friendly cPanel management dashboard, and its support is excellent as long as you're not looking for phone support. They do not have phone support. If you're looking for email support, live chat, whatever, they get back to you. So ultimately, we think that Namecheap is an ideal option for those on a tight budget. So if budget is really your concern, then Namecheap is definitely the way to go. I mean, you are covered here, okay? And so Namecheap actually offer refunds. So their refund policy is far more complicated than most providers, but it does exist, okay? And so if you want to go the refund route, just expect to have a quote-unquote convoluted route. I mean, you have all kinds of special clauses and exceptions. And so it's one of those things where you have to really understand, like if we summarize, if you summarize things here for you, Namecheap offers a 30-day money-back guarantee for most shared and VPS hosting packages and 7 days for dedicated hosting. Add-on products and services mostly are not covered, with a few exceptions. Some domain name renewals are refundable if you make a request within 5 days of purchase, for instance. And so it's really on a case-by-case basis. And so you have a refund policy that is not simple to follow. So it's one of those things where you have to really make sure that you are clear. You read the fine prints before you sign up, before you give them your credit card number or your debit card number. You have a clear idea what you're getting yourself into, because once you're in, it might be a little tough to get back out. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, let me do a recap here. Today's conversation, I spoke to you about Namecheap web hosting. This was a review. So I gave you an overview, the pricing, the value added, the verdict, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.